Okay, so today we're going to discuss another topic. Okay, the urine screening for metabolic disorders. So this topic will be discussing about the different disorder related to your metabolic disorders. First, we classify our metabolic disorders here or disorders as either number one, we have the inborn error. Okay, we classify our disorder here as either inborn error. So, pag sinabing inborn error, the problem with that would be the necessary enzyme for your metabolic pathways. Just looking at, for example, like when we are doing your biochemistry, diba? So, you start with a substrate, then you need an enzyme to convert here your substrate to the next product. If you don't have the enzyme, then your previous na substrate will not be converted to the next product. So, ang previous na substrate natin will just remain high its concentration the plasma, accumulating the plasma. Pag dumami na sa plasma, much of that will be delivered to your kidney, and therefore you have that much also present in the urine. The second one is your metabolic problem. Pag metabolic problem, the problem with that is your organ itself, wherein it would not able to produce or not able to produce normally those products. Or most likely, ang sa metabolic problem natin, we have here the liver problem. And the liver problem is that since majority of your substances are metabolized in the liver, like if you have problem in the liver, so hindi siya metabolized, and therefore mag-increase na yung kanyang concentration. The last one, we have here the renal problem. The renal problem, although you have a normal concentration of the substances in your blood, but then again, pagdating sa kidney natin, na dapat nire-absorb siya as to try to pass through your renal tubules, but you don't have necessary tubular reabsorption mechanisms. Kaya therefore, ang nangyari ay, hayaan niya na lang mag-overflow sa urine natin instead of reabsorbing it back to your circulation. So, the PowerPoint, nakalist lahat ng mga examples ng inborn error, metabolic disorders, and we have your renal disease. Okay, so most likely these disorders are then identified through our routine screening tests, newborn screening tests for our newborns. Usually naman ginagawa naman, newborn screening is being done as soon as a baby has been born out of the mother. Usually you are doing that one as early as 24 hours. Not less than 24 hours because pag less than 24 hours, the baby is not yet able to produce your necessary enzyme or not yet fully mature ang kanyang mga organ. So baka magkakaroon siya ng false negative result. So the earliest time to perform the newborn screening is dapat 24 hours and beyond. So we start the discussion here with your amino acid disorders. So we have here your phenylalanine tyrosine disorders. First, we have your phenylketonuria. Okay, so we have here the phenylketonuria. So phenylketonuria is primarily characterized by the absence of the enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase. So that is the enzyme that actually converts your phenylalanine to your tyrosine. So if you don't have that enzyme, phenylalanine will accumulate in the blood, and therefore, you have here much of that present in the blood. And the result of that is your phenylketonuria. So, pwede din, pag sinabing phenylketonuria, what we have is increased concentration of phenylalanine or its metabolite, phenylpyruvic acid. Okay, we have here, this is characterized by manifestation of your phenylketonuria. So, manifestation of that will be the light skin patient. So, light skin patient, even in a fair complexion na family. So, what do you mean by that? Maputi ang patient, even na the mother and the father are dark skin. So, we have here the screening test for the diagnosis of phenylketonuria. So, number one, the odor of the urine is mousy. Okay, would have the mousy odor of the urine. Another one, we have here the ferric chloride test. Okay, for the screening test, okay, number one, we have the mousy odor of the urine. Another one, ferric chloride test, will be identified here by the presence of the permanent blue-green color. Another test that will help us then to identify the presence of your phenylalanine, phenylketonuria, would be your GUT3 test. Your GUT3 test is a bacterial inhibition test. So gumagamit tayo ng Bacillus subtilis. Then, ang reagent nito, meron kang beta-2 thioalanine. Ang principle nito, your beta-2 thioalanine inhibit this one. Ini-inhibit niya ito. So, your sample contains high concentration of phenylalanine. Ang phenylalanine sa sample natin, sa blood ni patient, ini-inhibit niya ito. So, like for example, if ang patient natin positive for the phenylketonuria, since meron siyang mataas na phenylalanine sa kanyang blood, it will inhibit this one. Pag mag-inhibit niya ito, okay, wala na ito, so therefore, wala na mag-inhibit ng bacteria natin. Pag wala nag-inhibit nito, mag-grow ang bacteria natin. So, bacterial growth is considered to be positive. Okay, that's your phenylketonuria. Ulit, Bacillus subtilis is inhibited by beta-2 thioalanine, and phenylalanine, your sample inhibit this beta-2 thioalanine. So, kung blood patient, madami nito, phenylalanine, it inhibit this beta-2 thioalanine. Pag ma-inhibit niya ito, wala nang mag-inhibit sa ating Bacillus subtilis. Pag wala mag-inhibit nito, mag-grow ang Bacillus subtilis. Pag mag-grow ang Bacillus subtilis or bacterial growth, then we consider that one as positive result. Okay, next we have here your Tyrosinemia. Okay, Tyrosinemia or Tyrosiluria. That would be characterized by the problem in the following. There are three types of your Tyrosinemia or Tyrosiluria. Type 1, characterized by the absence of the enzyme fumaryl acetoacetate hydrolase. So manifestation of that, the patient would have here the kidney disease plus a liver disease. Type 2, on the other hand, characterized by deficiency of the enzyme tyrosine aminotransferase. And the patient would have here corneal lesion plus the lesion of the palms and soles of the feet. Type 3, on the other hand, characterized by deficiency of the enzyme para-hydroxyphenylpyruvate dioxygenase, and that would have characterized here by mental retardation. For the diagnosis of your tyrosinemia, so the urine odor would have here a rancid odor. Then we have also the ferric chloride, although that one is non-specific test, so it would have here a transient green color. And we have here naphtol test is also non-specific for your non-specific also for your tyrosinemia. It also give a positive result even to your pwede siya mag-positive ito sa ating what you call that one? Your homocystinuria. Okay, so that's what we have here. Although that one is non-specific test. Okay, so we have here tyrosiluria is also characterized basically by an increase in the tyrosine in its metabolites. These are the metabolites of your tyrosine that would increase in the patient na may tyrosiluria, tyrosinemia. Para-hydroxyphenylpyruvic acid, para-hydroxyphenylactic acid. Okay, now we go to the next disorder here related to your phenylalanine tyrosine metabolic pathway. We have here your melanoria. Okay, so melanoria characterized here by the shifting of your metabolic pathways. Okay, if you try to look the metabolic pathways sa book natin, the shifting of your metabolic pathways, normally your tyrosine is converted to the next na para-hydroxypyruvic acid, then you have your homogenesic acid here, and then down to your mallyl acetoacetate, fumarate acetoacetate. But if you try to shift that one to another pathway, the next pathway, then you have here your melanin, epinephrine, tyrosine, tyrosine sulfate, and your protein. Then you have here your melanoria. Okay, what are the mechanism of your melanoria? Okay, melanoria is basically characterized by the production of your... Okay, speaking about your melanoria, so melanin, again, melanin is pigment that gives us a black or brown characteristic color of your hair, your skin, or even your skin, your hair, and your your eyes. Okay, in the absence of melanin, the patient would suffer here from the albinism. Okay, pero pag in a condition where you have here much melanin is being produced, just in the case of your malignant melanoma, the patient would have produced here high concentration of the melanin, kaya sobrang dami ka ng melanin, and the patient would suffer here or would have produced a black or brown color of the urine. I just want to stress here that that black or brown color of the urine is freshly voided na urine. So, pag nag-ihi na siya agad, the patient will already have the brown or the black na color na urine. So, malignant melanoma, try to produce the following here. So, it's metabolite 5,6-dihydroxyindole. This is a colorless precursor. Then, since madami ka nito, madami ka din melanogen, then we have your melanin, dadami din siya, and therefore the patient would have high concentration of melanin, and the patient would have here black color of the urine. For the diagnosis, diagnose the patient with melanoria, you could perform the ferric chloride test. The ferric chloride test would have here the brown-black color. Another test you could perform, we have your sodium nitroprusside test that will give a red na color. However, there are some substances that might also give a positive result in the sodium nitroprusside. Like for example, your creatinine, another one is your acetone. All you need to do here is to add glacial acetic acid. Upon addition of glacial acetic acid, if the what is present is melanin, your melanin will be converted to your green to black na color. If what's really present is your creatinine, then after addition of your glacial acetic acid, it produces an amber na color. And if you have here, for example, your acetone present, it will give a color purple here after addition of your glacial acetic acid.